Hi, Sanchali. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Lisa. Thank you. It's so good to see you.
It's great seeing you. Well, thank you so much for taking a few moments to talk about working with Circlescapes and your 360 virtual tour. I'm going to share my screen so we can look at your tour while we speak. And I'm on your website here. I noticed that your tour is accessible from your Explore Our Campuses page. That's really great. You've got a lot of good content on there. I see that you have some campus maps. You've got a video exploring the campus. Why'd you decide to do a 360 virtual tour?
Thank you so much, Lisa, for asking that. I think, last year when all independent school admission offices, faced a season of rolling out admissions and doing all of our work virtually, our team was really concerned with how we would tell our story and relate to prospective students and parents, kind of the magic of our school of BB&N without being able to bring them physically to campus. So, it just seemed like a virtual tour was kind of a no-brainer option. We explored many different vendors before we were fortunate enough to connect with you and your team at Circlescapes.
Great, great. I see you got a lot of great photos, and your campus is pretty large. You've got multiple campuses, the lower school, middle school, and upper school. And I see that we brought that together with the splash screen here. What was it like planning for the photo shoot and actually, capturing those shots on campus with, I believe Sasha was your photographer for that one.
That's right. Yes, Sasha was our photographer, and I believe he was here for 2 or 3 days. Fortunately, the weather cooperated. He was just wonderful to work with. We did, lots of prep, with your team and, also internally to kind of script, the photo shoots. And he had some great ideas also on site. I remember, these are empty buildings in August. And so just being able to stage certain areas like classrooms in particular to be able to, make it look a little more lived in. We followed all COVID protocols and stayed distant. We did it on a day when, there was no one on campus. And so that was very helpful. But he just made all of the spaces look so great on camera. So we really valued his advice. And I thought it went really well, and you can see the product here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful campus. I see that you added a lot of other content in to kind of bring life to the tour, like these slideshows, and I believe you have some videos there in the tour.
Yes, absolutely. And, we didn't know any of this, kind of terminology, the hot spots and the, all of the content acquisition. We were fortunate to have had some great, photos. I think we wish we'd had a little more video content, but we worked with what we had. And just being able to put that together, to add, like you said, the color commentary, to add life. When you're in the theater, as you just were, being able to see what a production looked like on stage. I think that really helped, families to kind of see what a typical day at BB&N would be like.
Yeah, great, great. And you mentioned wishing you had been able to add more videos.
Mhm.
Do you plan on scaling the tour in the future by adding new content or maybe getting new 360 photos?
Absolutely. We would love to build this tour out. We are, there are certain aspects, of this past year that, all admission offices, I think, have had to be very creative and very innovative and nimble. And, this is one of those keepers, like I said before, a no-brainer to have a virtual tour, even for families as they're in the very exploratory phases of their school search, for them to have a quick look and just be discerning about schools. And we're planning to add lots more photo content, video content, just updates to the text, and hopefully we'll be able to add some more sites on each tour, but definitely video, because we've focused on that content acquisition a lot this year. So
Great, that's great to have. Well, so speaking of how you're using your tour, do you have any ideas for how people can use their 360 tours in their actual admissions process?
Yes, absolutely. So we obviously made it available on the website and sent it to families, and I think that was very helpful. But again, we wanted to add another layer of bringing stories to life. And so at the upper school, we added sort of an event. I think over the course of fall and winter, it was every 3 weeks or so. We had a Zoom webinar with 3 current students led by an admissions staff member who actually navigated through the tour, and we queued students up to say, hey, you're going to talk about these 2 or 3 sites and you're going to share your kind of anecdotes and, for going into this classroom, what your favorite class was. And, if there was a theater student, obviously she would be talking about a production she was in. And those were very well received. So we did about 8 of those over the course of the admission season. And I think that just helped, add more of the personal kind of stories to something that's on a website.
Great. Well, that's a great idea for using that tour with having the students involved and just adding a lot of extra life and interest to the tour. Well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your process for creating that 360 virtual tour. And we're so happy that you are a client, and we appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you. It's been such a pleasure to work with you and your team. We appreciate everything.
Thank you so much, Sanchali.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.